For OTAs. Lamb led the league in catches last year due to make $18 million, which is $12 million less than Tyreek Hill brings in. Meanwhile, Micah, also a no-show. Clarence Hill Jr. writing that the Cowboys' new CD would be out, but we're hoping that Micah might make an appearance. So, Nick, are you concerned with how the Cowboys are handling this offseason?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's absurd to not pay either one, because the logic of not paying one would dictate you pay the other one.
Makes sense.
So the reason I think they're not paying CD is because they want to wait for Justin Jefferson to sign, because that sets the ceiling, and he's going to come in underneath that. But you know who the Justin Jefferson of defensive players is? Micah Parsons. So by that logic, might as well get Micah signed, because I can tell you right now, Jerry and Stephen Jones, I know what Micah Parsons is going to sign for. 5 years, $175 million, $130 million guaranteed, $35 million a season. You know how I know it? Because Nicky Bosa signed for 5 years, $170, $122 million guaranteed. So Micah's going to get $1 million more per year, a little bit more guaranteed. Whenever you do it, that's the deal he's signing. So you might as well get that one done. And in the meantime, Brew, the CeeDee Lamb price just keeps going up. Because while you've been waiting, Devontae Smith got 3 for $75. Amon-Ra St. Brown got 4 for $120, which is $30 million a year. And A.J. Brown got 3 for $96, which is $32 million a year. So that price just keeps going up while you're waiting on Justin Jefferson to set the ceiling. So yeah, it's bad business. It's just bad business.
You guys know where I stand on the Cowboys. It's been darn near enough. I think they had a good draft with their linemen. But look, you lost some guys. You revamped the offensive line, which will be good with these young guys probably. But you lost your best running back, and your answer was to bring back Zeke, who's several years past his prime. Okay. I mean, and now you've got your best receiver, your best defensive player, and your quarterback feeling some kind of way. Like, come on, it's been a bad offseason. It's been a horrible offseason. And meanwhile, your division rival in Philadelphia, they got good vibes. They got Saquon Barkley. They got one of the best running backs in the league. And they have emerged. They have risen out of that supernatural funk. That's undeniable. So come on.
And I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned.
Wow. Because you're just trying to win 9 games? 10 games?
9 games. They're a 12-game win team in the regular season. Okay. That is what they are. Their roster is good. They're not a bad team just because they didn't sign a running back, just because CeeDee Lamb isn't extended, Parsons isn't extended, all these things. One thing we know about Jerry Jones, he takes care of his guys. It may not be on the timing that we think it should be, but he takes care of his guys. So am I concerned about it? Nope, because I know Jerry Jones is going to get it done. Now, when he gets it done, it might hurt. It might touch his pockets a little more. That's on him. However, I know he'll get these 2 guys signed. I'm not concerned about it. Dak will be the odd man out, in my opinion.
That's his guy. He's not taking care of.
He's taking care of his. He took care of Dak already.
This would be a 3rd contract after a couple.
So you think it's restarting? You think Dak's out after this year?
I think this is a year where they are looking to see, is he enough?
I agree.
Like, to get us over the hump. It's not about, is Dak Prescott a good quarterback? He's a good quarterback. Yeah. He's a really good quarterback. But is he enough to get us past this looming cloud that seems to just come and haunt us every playoff season?
But I agree with a lot of what Greg said. I think Brew's too down on what the Cowboys will be. But go ahead, Brew.
No, I think they'll be 10. We talked about last week.
10, 11 wins. Sure. But I still think it's bad business. I think.
Okay, I feel like I'm in bizarre world right now, right? Like, they want to see what Dak can do and see if they can get him over them. The dude has been in the NFL for years. Okay, he signed multiple contracts. This is not his 2nd season in the NFL, his 3rd season in the NFL. What are we talking about right now? He's been in the league for years with multiple different teams, and obviously with the Cowboys, but like multiple iterations of that team with different coaches, different coordinators, different offensive schemes, different weapons. Like, what are we talking about? We know who Dak Prescott is. If you think that you're going to learn something new about Dak this coming season, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I mean, that's utter insanity to me. Because you're not going to learn anything. What are we expecting? Dak is just going to ball out. Dak is just going to light the NFL on fire. Is that what we're saying? He's going to start to be able to run like Lamar, throw like Josh Allen. Like what are we saying? He's going to put on the Superman cape and just start winning games like he's Patrick Mahomes. McCarthy's going to turn into Andy Reid. Like, this is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And what Greg is saying, this is they were a 12-win team. Oh my God. They win games against bad teams, okay? And not to mention, this team has gotten worse from last season and the season before. This team has gotten worse, not better. So they will be around 10, 11, maybe 9 even. I mean, who really knows? Could they maybe get to 12? Sure. I'd have to look a little bit closer at the schedule. Definitely a possibility. But get out of here. Who thinks, though, that they're going to do anything in the playoffs? Because you could tell me that they're a 12-win team every single season for the last 30 years. I don't care. Because then they have a home game against this young Jordan Love-led Packers, and they get demolished. They get demolished. And you think they would have been able to keep up with the 49ers? Get out of here. The Detroit Lions got better. The Packers got better. The Eagles got better. The Chicago Bears got better. The Commanders got better. Everyone's gotten better but the Cowboys. If you're staying the same, you're getting worse. It's that simple. The Texans, okay, got further than the Dallas Cowboys. And yet they didn't just say, well, hey, we got a great team. We're a however many win team. We went and battled with Lamar Jackson up until halftime. Like, we had a chance. We almost went to the AFC Championship game. We're good. They said, no. We want to get better on defense. CJ Stroud is awesome. We want to get him another weapon. We're going to go out and get Diggs. Like, they then said, like, let's keep growing. Let's get better and better and better. The Cowboys are like, no, we're good. We got this. So no, it's not. And Brew was right to bring up the Eagles. Because what did the Eagles do? They took care of their players. They signed everyone very quickly. That's what the Eagles always do. They don't have any of this drama. Any of these looming issues. And that's not good. Listen, I'm not telling you that the Cowboys are in a free fall and it's like the house is on fire and they're going to be a 3-win team here. But it's terrible business. If you know you're going to sign Micah, then just sign him. Take care of CD. You don't think AJ Brown wanted all the money in the world? Devontae doesn't want all the money in the world? But the Eagles took care of it. They did what needed to be done. A lot of teams did what needed to be done. So this is the energy that you want going on in, and then you're expecting to maybe see the best year out of Dak with unhappy leaders in the locker room. And not to mention, when you make a player wait like this, resentment builds. Even if they eventually get what they want. Whether it's CD, Micah, whoever, resentment builds because you're just like, why was that so difficult for you to pay me this money? You ultimately gave me what I wanted, but why was it so difficult for you to get me there? Like, why were you trying to nickel and dime me or try to see if I would cave? Like, that resentment builds. It's no different than any other relationship. Even if you get in a huge fight with your loved one, even when you make up with them, a lot of times you're still like, you did say some stuff. Like, I forgive you. We're going to lay in the same bed together. We're going to share meals together, but I'm not going to forget what you said. Like you said some crazy stuff. I see you. My perception of you has changed a little bit. And then what ends up happening is if that continues, then you break up, you get a divorce, you whatever. So that's where this leads to. Resentment. And resentment in a locker room, just like in life, is poison. Absolute poison. And that's also kind of the issue when you're dealing with immature players like a Micah, who is immature. As great as he is, he's definitely immature. That resentment's even more. And it just grows and festers. And he doesn't become a good soldier. He becomes a me soldier. It's like, yeah, I'm all about the team, I guess, but I remember this. I remember how difficult it was for you to give me my money. Like, I know, you tell me we're a family. You tell me I'm part of the Cowboys, lineage forever. I don't know about that. This feels a little weird. This feels like you're more of a father-in-law rather than a father. This has got different vibes. And it matters. It definitely matters. So this whole idea of you got nothing to worry about, I don't believe that. And again, I'm not trying to act like I'm not trying to sound the alarm and just say that, oh my God, this is a disaster. I'm not a doomer here, right? This isn't a doomsday situation. But it's comical. And I actually agree with a lot of what Greg Jennings has to say with regards to football. I think he's a pretty decent mind. But this idea of, they want to see what Dak can do. Guys, we've seen what Dak can do. We know exactly who Dak is. So I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. I don't know what their master plan is. And if Dak does end up being the odd man out, well, then I don't know what you're doing this season. Like, I don't know what your game plan was going into this season, because you're just failing miserably. That is a disaster. If you are just moving on from Dak, then I don't know why you wouldn't have tried to figure something else out moving forward, rather than just giving it the old college try this season. Because nobody wants that anymore. And these players are getting older. They only have so much more prime years of their life in the NFL. So if you have a good roster, then make moves. Why wouldn't you have tried to then maybe move on from Dak and then go get like a Kirk Cousins for significantly cheaper or something? I don't know. Like, again, I'm just thinking out loud, making stuff up. Make a play for Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Again, if you're concerned as how much money you have to pay Dak, then tell Dak, listen, we don't want you anymore. Get it. Waive your no trade clause, or we're just going to bench you. And then I don't know how much money you're going to get, because people are going to know that you just sat on the bench for a full year. Waive your no trade clause. We're going to try to send you to the Falcons or something. I don't know. You try anything. Anything but what they're doing right here. That's what you do. At the very least, fire Mike McCarthy, get a new offensive mind in the building. Then you could say, okay, let's see what Dak can do. Let's see what Dak can do with Bill Belichick, Ben Johnson. But you're running it back with Mike McCarthy and Dak and saying, well, let's see what he can do. Doesn't make sense. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think is going on with the Dallas Cowboys? Are you concerned how they're handling it this season? Are you worried at all? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.